Saudi Arabia has welcomed Prime Minister Modi in the skies. Prime Minister Modi is going to be touching down in Saudi Arabia, and this is footage of Saudi jets accompanying Prime Minister Modi's flight. So a warm welcome there for the Prime Minister even before he touches down in Saudi Arabia. Saudi saying Ahlan Modi, Namaste Modi in their way in the skies there. What you see on your screens are Saudi jets that flew right with, in fact, Air India One with Prime Minister Modi's aircraft as he is set to reach Saudi Arabia. So a warm welcome there, and that itself highlights for you what exactly is the importance of this visit of Prime Minister Modi to Saudi Arabia. 3 jets that you can see, and this video shared to us by the PMO has been shot from inside the Prime Minister's aircraft. And you can see 3 jets, 3 Saudi jets accompanying the Indian aircraft in a message of warm welcome to the Prime Minister. This video has been shot on board Air India One. It's the aircraft that the Prime Minister travels in for his foreign tours. And on both sides of the aircraft, along both sides, you had jets deployed by Saudi Arabia to accompany Prime Minister Modi's flight. It's a message being sent across by Saudi Arabia of warmth, of a welcome to Prime Minister Modi as well, signifying so much of really what this visit means to Saudi Arabia and how they consider India to today be one of their crucial and most important allies. We've spoken repeatedly about the warmth and friendship between Prime Minister Modi and MBS Mohammed bin Salman. We've seen that on display as well during Prime Minister's many visits to Saudi Arabia or vice versa as well. But I want to bring in Shivani Sharma to kind of explain this video for us better. Shivani, what a beautiful sight. Shot from Air India One, the aircraft carrying the Prime Minister to Saudi Arabia. We see 3 Saudi jets accompanying the flight. A great gesture by Saudi Arabia.
Akshita, this is how Saudi Arabia is welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who will be on a 2-day visit there. And these fighter jets, as we can see in the pictures, they are accompanying Prime Minister Narendra Modi's aircraft. And you can see this is the formation where they are welcoming and they are escorting Prime Minister. Generally, when we receive a guest, we go and escort that guest physically. But even before he's landed there, he's being escorted in the air. So that is the kind of gesture that this military aircraft of UAE are showing here. So this is how Prime Minister Narendra Modi has now been welcomed to UAE when he's there on a very important 2-day visit.
This also highlights clearly, Shivani, is the kind of depth that the India-Saudi Arabia friendship has reached. Because, you know, we've seen this in the last few years firsthand with regards to the kind of deals that have been inked between the 2 countries. Or for that matter, just the friendship between the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Prime Minister Modi.
Akshita, see, when we talk about UAE, this will be Prime Minister's 3rd visit to UAE. And this is very important because in last few years, the ties between India and UAE have reshaped, and not only for the energy security, but when we talk about the overall diplomatic ties with with the UAE and India, they are developing, they are strengthening, and very important aspect of these ties are also the defense ties. Akshita, we are holding exercises with UAE, and that partnership, that interoperability, and that kind of bond is now visible when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be landing in Jeddah. See, this is the airspace of Jeddah where these fighters of UAE have escorted him in the sky. So this is the gesture that shows how India is redefining its connection with UAE.
And this is a very unique gesture, kept reserved for the closest of friends to Saudi Arabia. The moment Air India One entered into Saudi airspace, these jets arrived on both sides of the Prime Minister's aircraft. This is a video that we've in fact accessed from the PMO, which shows the Saudi jets on either side. A better angle there for you. You can see the Saudi jets right there side by side with the Air India one. What a beautiful sight indeed to see those jets maintaining just about the same level, floating, gliding along with the Prime Minister's aircraft there. On either side, 3 jets, we understand, were deployed by Saudi Arabia in what is, of course, a message that holds huge significance and tells you about how important Saudi Arabia considers us to be as an ally, as a friend. Lovely videos this, Shivani, that have come to the fore, shot on board Prime Minister Modi's aircraft, where you can see these kind of jets on either side. And this is a very rare gesture. And just to put that in context, it's a very, very special gesture that Saudi Arabia has taken up for the Prime Minister.
Akshita, certainly this is a very special gesture in a very unusual kind of manner. A guest has now been received like on the airspace itself before even he lands there. So this is important to mention out here, that how the chemistry between the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been visible in their body languages. And now when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is arriving in Jeddah, and this would be his 3rd official visit, he's being welcomed in the skies itself with this beautiful gesture, the formation that the fighters from the UAE Air Force have displayed here. So this is how they are now welcoming and showing what India's friendship means for UAE.
Very true. Images that are coming in right now from Saudi Arabia, as in fact the aircraft entered into Saudi airspace. These jets then came along, gliding along with the aircraft, 3 on either side. This is footage that we've accessed, that the PMO has shared, that shows these jets traveling side by side with the Prime Minister's aircraft. So what this also means is that Air India One has entered into Saudi airspace, so that landing expected in just some time from now. So we'll also stand by for the images of Prime Minister Modi in Jeddah. We won't be surprised, Shivani, if we actually see the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman there to personally receive the Prime Minister, because we've seen these gestures before between the 2 leaders.
See, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is scheduled to meet the Crown Prince today in the evening. We'll have to wait and watch to see that he can come there to receive Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because in prior visits we've seen the close chemistry, the close bond between the 2 leaders when Prime Minister Narendra Modi had earlier visited UAE, and on other occasions when they had met physically. So this time we have to see whether the Crown Prince himself comes here. Remember, this is a very important and a strategically very significant visit, because India and UAE are working together not only for the energy securities, but they are growing their defense ties. They are working on military deals. And this time when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to UAE, he's also visiting Jeddah. And this is happening after a very long time when an Indian Prime Minister will be visiting Jeddah. And the way he has been now welcomed with these beautiful formations in the skies means a lot itself, Akshita. That's what India and India's strategic partnership means to UAE.
And let's also just talk about the significance of this visit, what you just referred to, Shivani, about the Prime Minister expected in Jeddah, the first Indian Prime Minister to essentially go to this city in Saudi Arabia in 40 plus years. Previously, of course, Prime Minister Modi, when he's gone, has always visited Riyadh, which is the capital, never really to Jeddah. So what's the significance of that?
Yes, you are right, Akshita. This is happening in 4 decades when Indian Prime Minister is visiting Jeddah. And this is important because India and Saudi Arabia, they are set to sign at least 6 MOUs. And when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Jeddah, there will be talks and they will be finalizing more agreements. And they are already working on a strategic partnership. They will be meeting, the leaders will be meeting, the Crown Prince will be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and they will be discussing issues related to Hajj. But yes, Jeddah has been a place where in last 40 years, no Indian Prime Minister has gone, and this is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit as a Prime Minister to Jeddah, and he will be talking to the Crown Prince and discussing a number of issues between both the countries that they are related to the fields of space, energy, health, science, scientific research. culture and advanced technology. So the kind of relationship that India is now building with UAE is quite significant, and this is happening after 40 years when Indian Prime Minister will be going to Jeddah.